गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान् शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामविद्यवत् ॐ गणेशाय नमः ॐ सरस्वत्यै नमः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये वागीशाद्या सुमनसः सर्वार्थानामुपक्रमे यं नत्वा कृतकृत्या स्युः तं नमामि गजाननम् वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणे विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्य केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं यस्य सन्निधिं मात्रेण सर्वे शिष्याश्च सेवकाः कर्मक्षेत्रे प्रवर्तन्ते चिन्मयं तं नमाम्यहम् चिन्मयं तं नमाम्यहम्. Let us do the Gita Dhyanam. ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वाम् अनुसन्ददामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् नमोऽस्तु ते व्यास विशाल बुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्र नेत्र येन त्वया भारत तैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमय प्रदीपः प्रपन्न पारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दम् कृष्णम् वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकर दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरम् हरिकथा सम्बोधना बोधितम् लोके सज्जनशक्पदैरहरहः पेपीयमानम् मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजम् कलिमल प्रध्वंसिन श्रेयसे मूकम् करोति वाचालम् पङ्गुम् लङ्घयते गिरिम् यत्कृपातमहम् वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यम् ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यम् सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यम् योगिनः यस्यान्तम् न विदुः सुराः सुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकम् शरणम् व्रज अहम् त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः शान्ताकारम् भुजगशयनम् पद्मनाभम् सुरेशम् विश्वाधारम् गगनसदृशम् मेघवर्णम् शुभाङ्गम् लक्ष्मीकान्तम् कमलनयनम् योगिभृद्ध्यानगम्यम् वन्दे विष्णुम् भवभयहरम् सर्वलोकैकनाथम् नारायणम् नमस्कृत्य नरम् चैव नरोत्तमम् देवीम् सरस्वतीम् व्यासम् ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। Hari Om everybody. Welcome back to our Gita Bhāva Dhārā series. So far, our journey of Karma Yoga through the chapter 3 of SRIMAD BHAGAVAD GITA is ongoing. First we saw Bhagavan Krishna explain the two paths to address Arjuna's confusion between renunciation of action and renunciation in action. We elaborately saw the two paths in our previous discourses, the path of knowledge, Jnana Yoga, and the path of action, Karma Yoga. Bhagavan Krishna clarified to all of us through Arjuna that these two paths are not contradictory to each other, but they are complementary. We saw that to do or not to do, that is not the choice we have. The choice is in the type of karma, the type of action we do, whether we choose the path of Shreya or the path of prayers, the path of the pleasant or the path of the good. And the kind of attitude with which we do is the one that matters. So karma yoga prepares the mind for Jnana, and Jnana yoga liberates us from the cycle of samsara. Hope everyone is clear with that baseline. So this is echoing what Bhagavan Śaṅkarācārya ji told us in Viveka Chudamani, Chittasya Shuddhaye Karma Natu Vastu Upalabdhaye. And Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi also in Upadeshara told us, Chitta Shodhakam Mukti Sadhakam. So let us see the flow of teaching here. First, we saw the emotional collapse of Arjuna in chapter 1. The confusion, the moral dilemma, and then the actual teaching began by Bhagavan Krishna in chapter 2, 2-11 onwards, after Arjuna's surrender, Sharanagati. So until now, in Karma Yoga, Bhagavan Krishna has taught us how to elevate our regular duty to Karma Yoga with an attitude of dedication. Arpita Buddhi, dedicating the actions to the Lord. Nishkama Karma, selfless action. To perform actions as an act of worship. Working as a cooperative endeavor in the Yajna spirit. Then we saw an attitude of obedience, Dasya Buddhi, to do our actions in accordance with our pledge, in accordance with the laws of nature, not misusing it by excessive consumption, but in accordance with our pledge. What is it? Producing more than we consume, giving more than we take. Then developing the attitude of gratitude, counting the blessings we have. Parasparam bhavayantaha shreyah paramavapsyatha. Nourishing and protecting one another. We talked about the Pancha Yagnas to create that harmony. The Bhuta Yagna, Deva Yagna, Pitru Yagna, Rishi Yagna, Nara Yagna. So working in harmony with other beings around us, living and non-living, protecting the traditional values that our rishis have given, conservation and protection of nature around us, plants and the animal kingdom, the rivers, the natural resources, not polluting them, sharing the collective results of this yagna. Then we saw the attitude of continuous giving and the attitude of giving back. Annad bhavanti bhutani Varjanyat anna sambhavaha. All beings, we all depend on food. And food, Bhagavan said, comes from timely rain. And the timely rain happens because of the sacrifices, the yajna spirit. And so we saw this beautiful cosmic wheel of cooperation last week. If you missed it, you can watch it. So we saw how this nature around us spontaneously, continuously manifests in the spirit of giving, the attitude of offering. And all of this we saw was culminating into this man of wisdom, the man of realization, how he acts in the world. So let's restart that from where we had left off in 3-17. That's where we had left off last week. Yastvat marati reva syat atmatruptascha manavaha atmanyeva cha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. We saw that this Brahmanishta, this Gnani, he is Atmarati. He delights in himself. Atmatruptaha. He is satisfied. He is fulfilled. Krutakritya. He rejoices in the self-knowledge. He is contented. There is nothing more to be done for him that he has to do. No obligatory duties. For the one who is fulfilled in the self-knowledge, has no obligatory duties anymore. Tasya karyam na vidyate. So if we analyze until now, so far, we have 4 aspects to pursue Karma Yoga that we analyzed. One, it helps us in our material prosperity along with immense spiritual progress. Then we should note that it is the injunction of the Lord, the commandment from the Lord of the universe, that cooperative endeavor. Then it is our dedication. It is our expression of gratitude by doing Karma Yoga. This is our yajna. This is our worship to the Lord. Then finally, that is the only way of maintaining this universal harmony. Dharma. Dharma comes from the word dhruti, dhru. That dhruti means that which binds everything together, that which holds everyone together. And when dharma is upheld, nature continuously blesses us. The society stabilizes. The pursuit of truth, it becomes fearless within and without. So Karma Yoga ultimately leads one to liberation, mukti, through the stages of chitta shuddhi, purification of our mind and intellect, gradually leading to vichara, inquiry on the higher, and that atma gnana, that knowledge of the self. I hope you got the progression there. Continuing, नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थः नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थः नाकृते नेह कश्चन नाकृते नेह कश्चन न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः. One more time together. नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थः नाकृते नेह कश्चन न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः. This is again re-emphasized in this verse, this aspect of universal truth, how a gnani has nothing to gain or nothing to lose. Complete independence. Absolutely no dependence. Krutena, by action. Na akrutena, by inaction. Arthaha, no gain or loss. Apashrayaha, there is no external dependence on beings or objects. He is happy because he is Atmarati. See, generally, why do we do karma? For mostly material gain or anxiety to gain a profit or fear of losing. If I don't do this, or if I don't show up on time to work, or don't fulfill my responsibilities, fear of losing my job, fear of losing my status in the society, my lifestyle, all this. See, even in the stock market, they say there are two factors. Greed keeps you in the market, fear takes you out of the market. These are the two factors. Same way, gain or loss. But for Gnani, there is no obligatory karma because he is fulfilled, he is content. Krita kritya. Therefore, continuing, tasmadasaktas satatam tasmadasaktas satatam karyam karma samachara karyam karma samachara asakto hyacharan karma asakto hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushah paramapnoti purushah. One more time together. Tasmadasaktas satatam karyam karma samachara asakto hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushah. Therefore, we have to perform karma without any attachment. Bottom line. Tasmadasaktas satatam karyam karma samachara. Performing all our duties without any attachment. Asakto hyacharan karma paramapnoti purushah. So this man doing karma this way attains supremehood. It leads to liberation. That is the assurance given by Bhagavan Krishna. Then he gives him a benchmark to Arjuna. See, this is the mark of a great teacher. That is why we say Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. He is the teacher of teachers. He gives him an example of Janaka Maharaja, a king. For a Kshatriya, he can relate to. Let's see what he says. 3-20. Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim astita janakadayah. Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim astita janakadayah. Loka sangraha me vapi sampashyan kartumarhasi. Loka sangraha me vapi sampashyan kartumarhasi. One more time together. Karmanaiva hi samsiddhim आस्थिता जनकादयः लोकसंग्रह में वापि संपश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि. See, he says, he being Bhagavan Krishna, says there were many wise kings like Janaka Maharaja. And they tried to attain samsiddhim, perfection through karma, perfection through action. They performed actions, meaning lived in the world, right actions in the spirit of detachment and self-dedication. Bhagavan Krishna says he was an immaculate benchmark for exemplary selfless service. Now he uses the concept, he uses the word Loka Sangraha Me Vapi. See, these are two unique concepts. Selfless service, Nishkama Karma, from the egocentric actions, we turn our attention to God-centric action. Not just selfless action, but also Loka Sangraha. That is a one step above. For the welfare of the world, to benefit others. See, these are two unique contributions of Bhagavad Gita to the Hindu philosophical thought. Nishkama Karma, Loka Sangraha. So one can become great just by doing good actions. But great people, they just do not just do good acts to become great. But that is their lifestyle. It is their way of life. And that is why they inspire a generation of people. See, they set this golden standard for other people to look up. See, if we look at how we learn in life, We imitate others' behavior. Growing up as a little boy, you look up to your big brother. Or a little girl will look up to her big sister. And both of them, they look up to their parents and learn, imitate what they do. That is why a lot of times, hey, don't do what I do what I say. It does not work with children. Same way, we look up to our leaders in the society for their refined behavior. That's what Bhagavan Krishna here brings, that aspect of leadership. Yadyadacharate shreshtaha Yadyadacharate shreshtaha Tattaddevetaro janaha Tattaddevetaro janaha Yadyadacharate shreshtaha Tattaddevetaro janaha Sayat pramanam kurute Sayat pramanam kurute Lokastadanu vartate Lokastadanu vartate. One more time together. Yadyadacharate shresthaha Tattaddevetaro janaha Sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanu vartate. See, from this verse onwards in the third chapter, Bhagavan Krishna talks about the role of the wise man. The role of the wise man in the society. Shreshtaha. Here, any person with higher status, higher knowledge, who can influence others positively or negatively. Bhagavan Śaṅkaracharya in the Bhāṣya clarifies, Shrestha is one whose conduct is respected by others. Yadyadacharate shresthaha tattaddevetaro janaha. See, whatever the leader does, however he sets up the standard, the bar, people follow. Yatha Raja, Tata Raja. If his behavior is low, substandard, unethical, corrupt, there is a general moral degradation in the society. Now let's look at how Bhagavad Gita says about this leadership attribute. First and foremost, Bhagavad Gita talks about Loka Sangraha, welfare of all. It should not become like, I will say, do this, do that, do this selfless service, and then I will promote to benefit my own family. A lot of times it happens in the spiritual institutions. I want to benefit my own family members. It becomes a family affair. My son, my daughter will have to be the next leader. That will not work. People will notice that. And generally, they will rebel against that kind of a dynasty rule. The key, Bhagavan Krishna says, the leader should accept everybody as to who they are. Let's see what happens. Sakta karmanya vidvamsah yatha kurvanti bharata kuryad vidvamstata saktah kikirshurloka sangraham. One more time together. Sakta karmanya vidvamsah yatha kurvanti bharata kuryad vidvamstata saktah chikirshurloka sangraham. What does a good leader needs to do? First and foremost, he or she needs to be very clear about the goals, objectives. That is the welfare of all, loka sangraha. It has to benefit everybody. Primary goal and the only goal. Then he expands on that. Na buddhi bedham janayet agnanam karma sanginam na buddhi bedham janayet agnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani joshayet sarva karmani vidvan yukta samacharan. One more time together. Na buddhi bedam janayet agnanam karma sanginam joshayet sarva karmani vidvan yukta samacharan. What is the goal of an ordinary leader? A mediocre guy? How do they pursue? They want fame. They want to become famous. That's their goal. Even if it is others at others' expense, name, recognition. They will preach, do tyaga, sacrifice, selfless service, all that. But when it comes to giving up and sharing the power with others, a lot of times, for example, even in the spiritual institutions, we say all the board members should rotate maybe once every other year. Why? Most of the time, what happens in an organization or a group, everybody wants to be a leader, but nobody wants to be a follower. So they form their own groups, their own factions within the organization. We see this everywhere. If the leadership is confused, if they are not clear on their intent, if they are not clear in their objectives, whether it is an organizational objective, company objective, spiritual objective, if they have selfish motive, or a lot of times when the individual becomes bigger than the institution, then it becomes like andhe naiva niyamana yatandaha. It is like blind person leading the other blind. What happens? we usually end up in a ditch. Therefore, any leader, he or she should lead by example. Bhagavan Krishna says that is the best way to guide other people. Lead by example. The leader has to practice karma yoga. A leader must be detached, patient, enthusiastic, dynamic, not some goofball sitting in some cave. He should be amongst the people, inspiring. But the motivation, the key motivation is loka sangraha, to benefit all. Then what happens? A collective group dynamic kicks in. Respect automatically kicks in. We give others all a chance to serve. And one more thing, a leader should not have a holier than thou type of attitude, Mr. Know It All type of attitude. He or she should have extraordinary interpersonal skills. Another very important attribute. A good leader will never micromanage. He or she does not divide and rule and those type of nonsense. A good leader empowers, guides, but does not dictate how it should be done. It is not my way or highway. That doesn't work. A collaborative approach to problem solving. That way, what happens? It builds a great team together. This is BG Management 101, Bhagavad Gītā way. One more thing you might often notice, a good leader develops other leaders. There is a good succession planning. Because there is no insecurity for a good leader. They're very, very firm. They know their capability. He or she wants others to come up as well. Grow alongside with them. That is the kind of mentorship they do. Kind of live and let live type of attitude. Because they are secure in how they think. And one more point, both the wise and the otherwise, both the wise and the ignorant, they should act. And both should do karma. What Bhagavan Krishna says here is, the wise one performs karma for teaching others, and the ignorant one performs karma for purifying the equipment. That is the mind and the intellect. I think that should be enough. Continuing. Prakrute kriyamanani gunaih karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. kartahamiti manyate. One more time together. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. See, we perform actions based on our dominant gunas. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. The one who is deluded with ahankara, deluded by ego, the ahankara thinks aham karta iti manyate. Thinks that I am the doer. Out of ignorance, he assumes the sense of doership, kartrutva, sense of enjoyership, bhoktrutva. This is the ignorant man. Whereas the wise man knows. He knows what Bhagavan Krishna explains in the next verse. Tattva vittu mahabaho guna karma vibhagayoho. Tattva vittu mahabaho guna karma vibhagayoho. Guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. One more time together. Tattva vittu mahabaho gunaka vibhagayoho guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. He knows that the body, the mind, the intellect, all this equipment and the objects around the world, they are all made up of the same three gunas of the Prakriti. They are all sattva, rajas, tamas. They are all components of that, byproducts of that. Therefore, he is not attached to them. Because he has falsified this illusory ahankara, his ego, because of his high levels of viveka. His viveka is jagrat, alert. So in this verse, if you notice, Bhagavan Krishna calls Arjuna Mahabaho, a mighty armed one. One meaning is that Arjuna is recognized as a great hero, a great warrior, great archer of his time. But our Pujya Gurudev has pointed out a deeper meaning in his commentary. A true warrior is one who can tirelessly fight the inner battles, the battle of life, and gain victory over his mind and associated attachments. One who can act in the battlefield, meaning battlefield of life, never surrendering to the arrows of attachment that fly towards him from all sides. He says he is the immortal here. I loved this one, so I thought I'll share that. Then finally, on this topic, 3-30, Mayi sarvani karmani sanyasya chetasa. Mayi sarvani karmani sanyasya chetasa. Nirashir nirmamo bhutva. Nirashir nirmamo bhutva. Yudhyasva vigatajvaraha. Yudhyasva vigatajvaraha. One more time together. Mayi sarvani karmani sanyasya chetasa. Nirashir nirmamo bhutva. Yudhyasva vigatajvaraha. So this verse is about the laws of conservation. Bhagavan Krishna, he is giving us principles of how to conserve. See, most of the times, our energy is drained by two things. The level of effort. One is regrets of the past. We recall past experiences from our memory. See, there are two words. One is called Chita, the pyre. We used to burn the dead body. Then there is Chinta, worry, regrets. This Chita burns us while we are alive, burns us inside. Then there are anxieties of the future. What if scenarios? When we do, what if this happened? This doesn't happen. So because of these two bookends, we have agitations in the present, churning. So Bhagavan Krishna says we must plug these two leakages. How? Even if our duty is boring, even if it is mundane activity, even if it is tough situations, Bhagavad Gita says it is better to do one's duty diligently, even if it does not appear to be glamorous. So we will stop here for this week and we will do the Namasmaranam. Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Vrindavana Chanda Anatanata Dina Bandhu Radhe Govinda. Third verse. Pandarinata Panduranga Radhe Govinda Pandarinata Panduranga Radhe Govinda Vrindavana Chanda Vrindavana Chanda Anatanata Dina Bandhu Radhe Govinda Anatanata Dina Bandhu Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tat Sat. May all be happy. May all be healthy. May all see auspiciousness. May none suffer. Om peace, peace, peace. With that, I'll open it up for our interactive session.